Hey everyone, just wanted to share a really quick video. Thanks for all the support. I know a lot of people have commented back to me, sent me messages about the last videos that I've made. And I just want to say thank you for your appreciation, for your attention. For those of you who don't know, my name is Emanuel Zevallos. I'm an emotion code practitioner out here in Las Vegas. And I make these videos just to kind of give you guys more information about kind of my world of bioenergetic healing and helping people through an energetic way. And what I use applied kinesiology and magnets, and we've helped over 700 people in the last few months, and we've worked with people all over the world, and there's something that really is the sort of the magnum opus of the emotion code, and I want to tell you exactly what it is. Some of you guys have noticed huge differences in myself and a few of the people that I've worked with, and there's a reason for that. Actually the big elephant in the room that basically they come to me with certain symptoms in their life. So there's certain people that come to me and they basically say, these are the 5 areas where I'm having issues, and they happen to be directly related to this concept called the heart wall. And so this is not something I discovered. This is something that I learned under the tutelage of Dr. Bradley Nelson, who's an emotion code practitioner. And he actually created the emotion code. This is one of the most life-changing books I've ever read. And if you haven't read it, I would definitely read it. There's a lot of great ways to work with energy. There's Reiki healing, there's Theta healing, there's all these different types. And this one for me resonates with me the most just because there's so many great benefits in releasing trapped emotions. And Dr. Bradley Nelson claims that the greatest discovery in energy healing is the heart wall. So I want to tell you guys what exactly the heart wall is. So many of you guys, I don't know if you've ever felt this sort of pain in your heart, sort of like your heart feels like it's breaking, or it's like feels like it's very heavy. There's actually a reason behind it. Obviously, you don't feel uncomfortable. You might be going through some emotional trauma, but it goes deeper than that. That there's actually something happening with your subconscious, aka your spirit. It actually creates something as a defense mechanism, a layer over your heart to protect it. Many of the people that I've worked with, they've received this heart wall very early on, sometimes in their trimester when they're within the womb of their mother. And as this happens, it becomes a reflex for them to keep creating layers over their wall. Now I want you guys to stay with me here. Like, this may be totally foreign to you, something that you would never think that this is possible, but maybe something closer to you, more tangible to you, is the idea of muscle testing. So muscle testing has been around for decades, and it's a very great way to basically ask your body or find out what is really going on within your body. And so if you want to Google muscle testing, you'll basically see there's so many different ways to muscle test. But that's what I use. I'm actually working with your subconscious and finding out what exactly is happening, things you probably don't remember that are holding you back. As I learned from Landmark Education that what you don't know can't hurt you. And so anyway, so imagine this heart creating these layers, and what happens is it becomes a reflex for you that every single time that you receive some type of emotional trauma where your heart feels in danger, imagine this layer kind of covering your heart, this just added layers. And I tell people that what Dr. Bradley Nelson says is that 93% of people in the world have this. And he's actually very honest and transparent, the fact that he received some type of vision when he learned about this. It deals with his wife. You might want to check out a video called Everything You Need to Know About the Heart Wall video. It's a very long video, and so I wanted to make something very short, something that's 10, 15 minutes at the most. That way someone can get from not knowing about the heart wall to knowing about it very, very quickly. So hopefully this helps you out. And so let's go back to this adding layers. Now, in your mind, you actually make it into some type of earthly substance that this wall is made out of. Like mine was made out of marble. My wife's was made out of diamond. Some people are made out of wood, brick, just whatever you feel safe behind. But what they're actually made out of is of these energies called trapped emotions that are lodged all over your body. And it seems like your heart was able to scoop these energies over your heart. And so it could be like, because what I believe and what Dr. Bradley Nelson believes is that emotions are basically, they have their own frequency, and they come from organs that have this very similar frequency. So for example, liver is anger, bitterness, guilt, resentment. And so if you felt that, it would take a shave off that trapped emotion in your body and cover it around your heart. So there's many repercussions to this. I'm going to tell you guys what it is. But you create this wall, and some people have huge walls, some people have medium-sized walls, some people have very small walls. But it usually has to do with some type of trauma that's happened, something that really affected them. Now, what are the 5 symptoms of the heart wall? Here are the 5 symptoms. Number 1, if you're taking notes, this is kind of it's great to maybe if you're looking into the emotion code to write these down, because I really believe this is a very life-changing thing. Number 1 is low immune system, low energy. That's number 1. Number 2 is indecisiveness of mission. So it's kind of like a fog of like, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? Like, I don't know. It's kind of this like fog about your mission in life. I believe everyone has a mission in life. Number 2, and the other side of the coin is maybe you've confirmed your mission. Maybe you're like, oh, well, Emanuel, I already know my mission. Okay, well, good for you. The thing is that this has to do with maybe your heart not confirming it. Maybe your mind has. If your heart did confirm it, you would receive more joy, more happiness through your journey. Because obviously it's a journey if you start a mission. So that's number 2. So it's 2 sides of the coin. You either don't know your mission and it's kind of like indecisive all the time, or on the other side, you did find your mission, but maybe you could have more joy and happiness in the journey, more elation in the journey. Then number 3, here's a really interesting thing, is a desensitized heart. So I don't know if you guys have felt that maybe when people give you love and affection, maybe you feel, you maybe see it more than feel it. So that's the desensitized one. That could lead to 2 different issues. One, it could lead to codependency, where you're codependent on someone or something to kind of fill up your heart. But guess what happens? Nothing, you never get your heart filled. So it's not fulfilled. The second thing is also you might take abuse. I've seen this in some clients. Physical, emotional, sexual abuse. Have you seen those couples where like the woman keeps coming back to the male relationship even though it's highly abusive, or vice versa? Maybe the male just keeps taking the hit. Well, it's because they've become professional heart wall builders. They basically add layers over their heart, layers and layers and layers. So they kind of forgive them and they keep coming back. Now the problem with it is that if they keep going in this routine, they basically will get depression, they will get anxiety, they will have a form of PTSD. It's actually waiting for them, similar to like a drug addict who starts taking heroin or starts doing different drugs, but then at first they can recover, they can come back, and maybe they might not be addicted to it yet, but little by little they start kind of like coming back to it, and then it only takes one pill, one drug for them to be permafried, where at some point they're just not the same anymore. That's similar to creating your heart walls. All of a sudden, let's say they leave that abusive relationship and now they have panic attacks or now they have depression. That's because they've built a huge wall. And these symptoms that I'm telling you are actually worse when the wall is bigger. So that's the third one. The fourth one is your love communication gets estranged. Like it's your love. Basically, the way Dr. Bradley Nelson says it is that he says it's a huge. Let's say your heart's here and you have your love message comes out, right? And it's this beautiful like butterfly, right? But then it has to go through all these trapped emotions, like these walls, right? And they're sadness, depression, guilt, anger, and all these different things. So this butterfly is getting hit left and right, and it's contorting, and it's becoming estranged. And then by the end of it, it's a strange looking creature. And that's what your party receives. So when people come together, and maybe they were meant for each other, but because they both had heart walls, they're shooting love blanks at each other. And they don't know why it's working. There's a lot of miscommunication, there's a lot of anger, and they don't know why they get upset. Similar to if a man says something with good intentions, or a woman, and then the other party says, what do you mean by that? But the sad part is that the person with the heart wall actually did have good intentions, but it just sounds different in the ear of the other party. And then the last thing is abundance and wealth. So the heart wall will block you if you're constantly thinking, when's your next big break? When's your next big break? Most of the divorces that happen in our society has to do with divorces, or has to do with money. Money. And so think about it. That what if you could have been further along in your finances or further along in your success? Maybe a relationship that it was going great, but maybe your partner wanted you to be further along. See, so this all has to do with like your love relationships, the relationship with how you feel about yourself, your wealth relationship. And someone says, what does wealth have anything to do with your heart? everything. In fact, as ye thinketh in your heart, so are you, as they say in the scriptures. But think of it this way. Imagine if someone came to you, your best friend, and he was able to tell you, hey, listen, you know what? I found my mission in life. I'm so excited. And then you're like, wow. I mean, most people like their job. They love their job. But for it to be your mission, that's a whole nother story, right? So that's number one, is that it's their mission. If you found your friend and was telling you that they found their mission, that's pretty attractive. Number two is, what if when they were talking to you, you felt this amazing amount of love from them? And number three, what if when you talked to them, they felt they were very they tuned to what you were saying, like more than anyone's ever tuned to you. And they listened to you very, very well. Like you're the last person in the universe, right? So if they had all those qualities, they'd be a very attractive person. Those are the qualities of someone who does not have a heart wall. And so we've just been very lucky to help many, many people all over the world to clear their heart wall. And what's amazing is that it's the big quantum shift. You know, imagine if you had these things, more energy, more mission-oriented, love, receive love, give love in abundance. This is what we call a quantum shift. And so I didn't really believe that it was the greatest discovery until I started seeing not only clients change their life, like over, 2, 4, 6 a year, 2, 4, 6 months in a year. I actually started talking to other healers, Reiki healers, Theta healers, and they were saying, Emanuel, those symptoms that you're talking about is something that's been holding me back for 15, 20 years, even though I have a Reiki practice or a Theta healing practice. And so it's just interesting to know that even our practice has been sort of a healer for healers. And so definitely the heart wall, if there's something that you want to investigate this year, 2017, it's the heart wall. Just Google it. Just say heart wall emotion code. There'll be many blogs about it, many articles about it. But I wanted to make a quick video. This is going to be less than 15 minutes to just describe to you what is the heart wall. And once you clear that, you'll have those in check. And so hopefully this has helped you out in regards to learning more about the heart wall, and that it is possible to clear it. It is possible to, I always ask my clients all the time, how serious are you about finding out who you are behind that heart wall? Or I ask them, how would it feel like to have complete peace with your past? Do you know what that feels like? And they said, no, I don't. And I said, that's who you really are. So it's, and if you see the books behind me, we're always learning, adding more into our lives. And in this case, I'm actually taking away things that don't serve you anymore. They did serve you for a part. I mean, you have to thank the heart wall for the fact that it did protect you, but in the long run, it actually was preventing good things from coming to you as well. And so only emotion code practitioners can clear a heart wall. I think there's over 3,000 to 4,000 emotion code practitioners on a global basis, so on a global scale. And so it's definitely the greatest discovery, but there's really not a lot of people talking about it. It's very, very new. Every time I mention a heart wall, it's still very, very new. No one knows what it is yet. So for the fact that you got this video, you're watching this right now, you're way ahead of the curve. And so definitely if you want more information, you can check out some links below. But definitely happy that you were open to listen to this whole thing. And I think it's one of, like I said, I do now believe, after working with so many people, also being a product of the product, I also cleared my heart wall back in May, and so did my wife. And I know now that I did find my mission about a month after I cleared my heart wall. In fact, I'll just tell you this, that in here, it says July 4th, 2015. And I actually was confused whether this was my mission or not. So I put it away. And then a year later, once I cleared my heart wall, I finally said it to myself. And then I finally realized it was my mission. And so so I know that I was a victim of the heart wall and that I couldn't see my mission even if it was in front of me. So, and a lot of blessings have come from it. A lot of abundance has come because I'm following my heart now, not just listening to my mind. And so definitely look forward to your journey with the heart wall. And definitely, if you'd like more information, check out some other videos that we have here. So everyone have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.